So the hills come out, right? And they say they came out of hiding because a big event came out. I don't know if it was that Summer's been missing 4 years, or if it was that this Jason Jensen guy came out, and he's a P.I. from Utah, but he is advertising that he got space in Washington, but then he posted that because of Summer Wells' case, he was going to get his license in Tennessee. So if you want to believe anything he says, go for it. So anyway, before he turns in the tip that he got, he puts it on Facebook, and the tip was something to the effect that I know what you did, turn your brother in. So then Fred starts telling the story that we've never heard before, that apparently on the 15th, when Summer disappeared, you know, he's got this bike story that he has told in different ways. Okay, that back. Let me take that. His times and what he did before or after has changed. You know, he's in the beginning, he didn't mention the bike story, and then the bike story came in. You know, he left at 3, he left at 3:30, he left at 4:30. They went to the store, they went to Glenda Head's house to use her Wi-Fi, and then they went and picked up this bike from this guy in Sullivan, and you know, he made it sound like they went to a different county. Well, the Sullivan line is right up the road from Ben Hill and BeechCreek. So he says he goes and he picks up this bike from Bill Shipley's house. And I'll let him explain what he did. My issue with it is that he has not ever told this story before. And I had already been talking to someone about this whole bike situation. I thought it was kind of froggy. And I won't give my opinion. I should, but I won't. I think it was Storm. Fred always inserts himself in the story. So I think this is a good maybe segue to play some clips of what he had said before about the bike, and maybe bring some things maybe to Ziggy's attention, and maybe she will start seeing what I see. Okay, because Fred has specifically said, I never seen this guy before, and I haven't seen him since.
Oh, you never, it wasn't on the trailer?
No, because I used the same trailer to haul that motorcycle on. When I went to the end of the creek and stuff, and I had to come back and get the trailer to take his motorcycle to West Side Inn, and I don't know who that guy was. I never met him before. Never seen him since.
How is that possible if the same guy was the informant that set him up on the charges that put him in jail?
Oh, who did Fred help with that was broke down on a motorcycle that day, that summer? There was
Jeff Everly. It was Jeff Everly.
Everly?
I think it was, yes.
Jeff Everly?
Yes, he was broke down on a motorcycle at the end of the road, but he's not a bad person. He didn't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that was so
I
down
know
at the,
Jeff very well.
right.
So how did you not see him before or see him after? It doesn't line up. It doesn't add up. None of it does.
So one of his sisters just said Fred got his motion of discovery, and Fred said that Jeff Everly and Pat Wilcox were the ones that bought from him. He also did a polygraph. Oh my
Oh,
God,
that's
can you
great.
send me a copy of it, please? Oh yeah, the polygraph was done about Summer, guys, because that's what he was talking about. Do you think, how do you think that situation happened about him talking to the law enforcement when he was in jail? Do you think that he asked to speak with them, or do you think that they came to him?
They come to him because they came to me.
They did come to you too?
Yes, they did.
Holy crap, you didn't tell me this.
I don't tell all my secrets.
What they want to know?
Just if I know anything about Cotton Simpson.
So they started asking about Cotton, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
Just ask me about what Fred was saying.
So you guys follow him to see because
he kept acting worried about getting robbed for some reason. That's what we was more concerned about at the time, because he kept letting him, like, with all that money on him and stuff, he was worried about getting robbed if he was wanting to get back home.
So did he know you guys were following him?
No.
Just being nosy?
Yeah.
And then you followed him to that.
We went to the top of the mountain there at Mountain View and turned from Mountain View on. I'm trying to think what that big mountain or mountain trail or something that he pulled onto and back into the church.
Cotton Simpson.
And that's where his vehicle was found the next day and stuff.
Wow.
And I told him that I didn't know. All I noticed that it came by, that Cotton came by, and they talked, and I went back in the house.
And that was
And
just
that's all I know.
And that was back in like February, wouldn't it have been? Because I think he passed in February.
February the 14th.
Again, Fred's stories always change. They always have. Either the stories change or he lies. How do you not see this? How do you not see it?
So you guys remember that incident that Fred talked about when he was coming out of the holler and there was a guy broke down on a motorcycle, like a moped motorcycle or whatever?
It's a Harley Davidson.
Oh, see, I get it all fucking wrong, dude.
Yeah, he was broke down right before we get to not Mount Carmel Church, but Psalmist Temple Church. And I stopped to help him, or asked if he needed help, and that's when he was asking for a relay, and I didn't have a relay or nothing.
What's a relay?
It's hard to explain.
Okay, I was just asking just so in case people.
But anyway, I actually went back and hooked the trailer up and hauled it back to West Side Inn for him. And his bike had been stolen, and he had found it on the creek on the 15th around Ben Hill somewhere, but I don't know exactly where. And yes, he does have a brother, because he spoke about his brother, because he talked about trying to get a hold of his brother and his dad to come and get it, but he didn't have no cell service.
Unfortunately, the West Side Inn is no longer around, so if they had any surveillance or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to law enforcement about this bike and stuff and the situation on the 15th, the night of the 15th, when they was talking, asking about anything suspicious in the area or anything.
Was the bike blue?
No, it wasn't blue.
Do you remember what color it was?
It had a rattlesnake skin seat, and the tank was looked like rattlesnake skin over the tank too.
So this guy, basically, this person was broken down on his Harley, and there was somebody pulled over behind him, trying to help him. It was a gold
Lexus.
Gold Lexus. You guys remember? Don said a yellow vehicle was speeding out, but this was a vehicle or a gold vehicle that was pulled up behind it, trying to help. A Lexus.
Supposedly the one that he had rode with to the creek to try to find the bike.
So he knew who the person in the Lexus was.
Yeah.
And Fred stopped to help them. And Fred you never seen this guy before?
No, I ain't never known before.
And he put
I was trying to be this polite and help him.
Yeah.
A good Samaritan.
Oh, who did Fred help with that was broke down on a motorcycle? that day, that summer? There was
Jess
somebody-
Everly. It was Jess Everly.
Because you get broke down on a creek like that, nobody will stop and help you usually. Even if they know you, they'll just grow along by.
And this happened at 4:15 p.m.
Oh, one of his sisters just said Fred got his motion of discovery, and Fred said that Jeff Everly and Pat Wilcox were the ones that bought from him
on that day, and that's kind of an important time. I never really thought much of that situation,
I
but
didn't either.
you know,
And the reason I went up there today, I seen Damien in the pool. I rode up there to see if Don might had a gallon of gas or something I could use or borrow to make sure I made it on the town to the gas station. That's the only reason I went up there then.
Son Andrew was in it with him one evening. I stopped down there because I got an old junk truck off of him, and I'd stopped down there to tell him I was going to get it, and he was in the swimming pool with her then, just him and her.
I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues.